All right, greetings all. Welcome back. Just Playing Crypto. I am Max, and today we're going to talk a little bit about crypto mining. As I've been getting into mining myself, kind of fits to my lifestyle a bit, and was perusing around for the latest mining information and how to do this and that, the best way to go about things, and of course watching guys out there like Voscoin and some other the standard places on YouTube that people watch when they're into this. You see a lot of people who are very, very interested in dropping huge sums of money into mining. And I thought I would do this video to explain why you might want to crypto mine and why you may not, if you have $50,000 or $10,000 just lying around, why you maybe don't want to just dump it all in if you're not really familiar with what it's all about. So I'm going to briefly cover it. Just kind of a general overview, and of course no financial advice. Who would take financial advice from a talking cartoon guy, right? I'm just a figment of your imagination. So before we get into that, we'll just cover the markets real quick. Of course, if you've been following me at all and you're invested in the market, you're doing fine with the things that I invest in and suggest. Sort of maybe people who would like to make profits in cryptocurrency may want to take looks at. So you're doing fine. The notables, of course, this week are going to be Ethereum, and that's big if you're a miner, right? Because that's where miners make all their money. Right now is on Ethereum. Solana, of course, is really tearing it up. Polkadot has been really, really rising as well. Was kind of a sleeper for a while, and that is because Polkadot is doing parachain auctions, which means that people come to them with projects that they want to do that would use Polkadot, or I guess even ERC20. And Polkadot would then take some of their crypto coins and they would actually lock them up to use for whatever these projects are that go through this auction process. And what that will mean is that the Polkadot that's used in that is going to be locked up for years. And these projects will have, I guess, liquidity. They'll have, they'll have something to work with Polkadot. So there's a lot of projects that are on these. They're having several different weeks of auctions, and everyone's all excited about it. So yeah, if you're into the DeFi network and Polkadot and all of that, that's what's going on right now, and why you notice the price went up by 15-20% in the last few days. These auctions, I think, start next week. We got here November 11th, auction schedule batch 1. So next week, it's the 3rd today. So the price will be ramping up. Whether or not this is a buy the rumor, sell the news deal, I don't know. But the auctions do go on for, the entire rest of the year. So, we'll see what happens. Polkadot's going to be on the move, though. Just putting it out there. And, some other ones, some notables, of course, Sheeb is doing its thing. Probably come down, but, yeah. Matic. I don't know. Everything's going to do good. Bull market. Bull market. What we want to go to is over here. We're going to talk about mining now. Where if you go on like Reddit, I spend some time there looking at the crypto, what people are saying about cryptocurrency on the forums there. And there's also a mining forum. There's a lot of information about every little niche of everything. And there's a lot of people out there who are like, even on some Discord channels that have nothing to do with anything else, people will say, well, I got about 20K to spend. What kind of miner should I get, right? Because everyone thinks this is how you, rather than buying the cryptocurrency, you should just go out and spend $20,000 on an ASIC miner and get cryptocurrency that way. And it's like, starting from square zero to dropping 20K, I'd say no. That would not be the way that I would do it. I would say spend a third of that, maybe, if you have that much money out there you're willing to invest in something. Spend a third of that in some mining rigs, and spend a third of that out in there and actually purchasing cryptocurrencies and getting used to working the market and understanding how exchanges work, how the different wallets work, and understand what these different projects are, right? And then if you have 30% that's left to decide whether or not you want to invest more into mining, or you want to maybe just forget mining and go into, more purchasing more cryptos and being more of a trader type person. Now, this depends a lot based on your technical ability, right? If you don't know how to fix a car and you don't know anything about computers or anything, you're probably not going to have a ton of success as a miner. At least not when we're talking about mining. We're talking about an uncertain future with mining, because Ethereum is moving to a proof of stake at some point, right? They say it's going to be June next year. Probably not going to be for a couple of years. But that is where all of the money is made in mining. And there is stuff that comes close from time to time, and there'll be new projects in the future. But for instance, if you get an ASIC miner is application-specific mining, which means you can, if you bought an Ethereum miner for $20,000 and you plug that bad boy in and it makes you $50 a day, right? That's about what you're making $50 a day, which sounds like a lot of money, but you're also out 20 grand at the start, right? And good luck finding them, because everyone's trying to get them. But so you're making your $50 a day, and let's say Ethereum breaks, some problem happens with Ethereum, or they implement the thing where it can no longer be mineable. Now you have a $20,000 paperweight. There is nothing else an ASIC miner can be used for. Another type of mining is using a graphics card, right? You use your GeForce, you use your gamer card, you use your whatever. And those are more survivable in that event, because you can mine a whole plethora of different algorithms, all the ones that are on the screen here, and what to mine are all the different things you can mine with graphics cards, right? All sorts of things. You notice that, as we're getting down here, these are all completely non-profitable things as you get down towards the bottom of the list. Number one is generally always going to be Ethereum. If I just select a graphics card here and hit calculate, right? So an average gamer card on the video card side. Now, you're not going to make $50 a day on a graphics card mine. It's unless you have 10 of them, comparatively to an ASIC miner. But there's also power cost and considerations like this. But I have a 3060, which is like a year-old NVIDIA card now. And even though that these are, well, this one's not the limited one, but you pick that and you select this, and this is whattomine.com. It goes through and you can put in what your power cost is, how much hash rate you're getting. That's how much horsepower you have for mining. And you can hit the calculate button, and it will tell you what's the most profitable of all the algorithms that you are capable of mining, which one is going to return the most dollar value right this minute. Now that's important, right this minute dollar value. Because you maybe don't want to mine Ethereum. Maybe you want to mine this up-and-coming coin as a speculation because it has a much higher upside. Most people are mining right now just to pay bills, I guess. And a lot of miners just cash out right away. And so they're all mining Ethereum, but you maybe don't want to do that. There are a lot of projects out here you just might want to support, and you can do that with a graphics card. You're not limited in, like your ASIC hardware, your big noisy box that sits in the garage and whirs along all day long and cranks out Dogecoin, for instance. You can actually mine different things depending on what is more profitable. Every single day, if you want to, you can change it around. So as you look at the list with just a 3060 graphics card, someone who, if you're a gamer and you got a good graphics card, you got a gaming PC, you can easily mine all the time with your graphics card. And you'll make 15, 20, 30 bucks a month, depending on your graphics card. Okay, so everybody who is in that scenario where you have a good graphics card with more than, I think 6 gigs of RAM, you need more than 4 gigabytes of RAM, but all cards are going to have 6 if they go above that. And you can mine Ethereum. Okay, there's other stuff you can mine with less than 4 gigs of RAM, but nothing really profitable. But you can mine Ethereum. So the 3060 card here, which is a year old, is going to get you about $2.70 in profit every single day. Okay, so you got 70 bucks a month roughly. just from one graphics card over the course of a month mining Ethereum. But as you see, you go down here and you have Ravencoin is going to be slightly less, and then you're going to go down and Conflux here is going to be slightly less. They're all going to mostly pay you something until you get down to the bottom of the list where you're getting nothing for them. So someone, if you're looking at getting into mining, rather than dropping 20 grand or 30 grand or 50 grand on a mining rig you got off eBay, you know, right now the prices for this equipment, graphics cards, are 250% of roughly what their MSRP was. And it has to do with miners, but it has to do with NVIDIA, you know, wanting to, you know, play their customers is largely what it is. At this point in time, you know, it's been a couple of years now since we've had the whole pandemic. There isn't any reason for the shortages in graphics cards. The ASIC miners, of course, is all the miners, and those things are still being produced and cranked out and all this stuff, but they're 3 times, 4 times the price of what they were, you know, a year and a half ago. All right, so it's a huge, huge, huge investment for, you know, what used to take you 3 months to return on your investment is now going to take you 10 months. And what I'm involved in purchasing my hardware at the current rate of what the market rate is, I'm paying retail for everything. I'm not getting a good deal on anything. My return on investment is going to be 10 months. Now, for a person like me, that is fine because I'm a very patient person and I'm in it for the very, very long haul. And the equipment that I have, I purchased specifically to be good for at least 5 years. So that's fine by me. It's not ideal, but it is a way of taking profits out of what I have invested in things like Bitcoin and Solana and taking some off the top and reinvesting it without investing in another coin. I'm actually investing in hardware, right? So you can take money, you look at it like this. This is a reason people mine, is you can take some money and you can throw it on a coin, and that coin, like Dogecoin or like Shiba or something, whatever, you might make $1 million, or Doge could go to zero, and then you're out that money. Now, let's say you want to invest in Dogecoin, so you buy like a Dogecoin miner. Well, Dogecoin miner is probably not the best idea, but let's say you buy an Ethereum miner, or you buy some video cards or something like that, and you have your mining hardware, and it becomes non-profitable, or you don't want to do it anymore, or whatever. You still have hardware, you still have an asset you can sell, especially video cards. You know, you can still command a premium. My video card that I purchased, a 1060 that I'm currently mining on, I purchased that like 4 or 5 years ago, and I could resell that for $400 or $500. And it was like $200 brand new a few years ago. That's how over the market is. So it's a hedge against everything sort of falling apart. But the real reason that people mine is when you take a look at, you could buy Ethereum right now is around $4,500 to $4,600 per coin. But if you get on a mining pool, you know, that's for a deeper discussion as to how to set up miners and how all this stuff works. But if you get on a mining pool and you start mining, or you use NiceHash and you're a gamer and you just have your 3060 card, you know, when you're not playing Warcraft, or you're not playing CSGO or whatever, you're mining in the background, or you're doing it while you game, whatever. So you're making your $3 per day, or your $2 because you're really using it for gaming most of the time. You're making your $2. Well, of that $2 there, you basically you've got to just pay for your power. So in a day, you make $2.97 raw. Like, that's what you actually bring in. But then you subtract power cost. And so after your power cost, you make $2.71. So your power costs you 20 cents a day. So what that effectively means is you got $2.71 worth of Ethereum for 20 cents, right? So when you're mining, you're getting this crypto coins for the cost of your power, which is why people are involved in mining. Okay. Now, it takes a long time to recoup right now with your initial investment in the hardware and the things you need to do it. And of course, you also need some knowledge as to how to put things together, and you need to do your research on this stuff. But this is why things like mining are so attractive right now. All right, because everyone's just making crazy money supposedly, and Ethereum fees are like $60 to, you know, take a $5 coin off the market, and all these things. And you know, sure, but we don't know if in 6 months that will go away or not, right? There's a lot of sort of risk involved in it compared to just investing in Ethereum. But over the long haul, and someone who wants to do this as either a hobby or, you know, like I said, if you have a good graphics card, there's no reason for you not right now, just right now, go to nicehash.com and click try mining now, right? And this downloads a little app and installs NiceHash Quick Miner on your computer. And you double click it and it mines, right? And you have to create an account so it keeps track of your stuff. And it mines to your account. And then after a month or two, it pays you out in Bitcoin. And this is as easy as it gets. And now for the cost of being so easy, you make about 5% less on NiceHash than you would just mining directly yourself to a pool. But if you want to mine, you've got a good graphics card and you want to try it out, get your toe in the water, and you want to figure out whether or not you enjoy doing it, it's something you want to continue, just get NiceHash Miner, look and see how it works. And that's all there is to that. And as you get more involved, or if that's not your thing, you want to do something different, you want to go all in, I want to spend 20 grand. What you want to do for what you're looking at and the kind of equipment you have access to, whether or not you have, used video cards or whatever happens to be, or used ASIC miners, or you got a good deal and you're wondering about whether or not it'd be worth it, you can plug the stats in for whatever you have on whattomine.com. They have an ASIC section too, for the different types of scripts, the different types of algorithms. That's what this SHA-256 is going to be: Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin. You have SIA and Quark and CryptoNight, right? These are the type of algorithms. Then you got the GPU side, where ETHash, there's your Ethereum. You got Kapow, which is your Ravencoin and things like that. You get these different algorithms. And you plug in your numbers here. So I have a 3060. And then I click on my 3060 and I look down here, and now under ETH, I should get 35 megahash a second, right? Just out of the box, you plug it in your computer, and that megahash will correspond to how much power it has on a mining pool. And that's all that really means. But as you can see, you can go up here and I can say, well, I got 2 of them. I'm really into mining, so I bought 2 cards. Now it automatically does the calculation here, and I'm up to 70. I can also change this if my cards don't get 70, or if they get 80. We'll just say they get 80. We can alter the numbers in here. And then you hit your calculate. And you have 2 cards now that are doing 80 megahash. And now you're making $6.80 a day on 2 3060s. Now, these 3060s are what I've been buying. But I do want to say that when these things came out, they were $400 or $500, and now that you're lucky to get one for less than $800. So let me see if I can find my 3060 as again, TILs. We'll do that. So we got a 3060 here, 40 megahash. And we're going to calculate that. Okay, $3.60 a day is what you make. And this one actually says Equilibra is going to be the most profitable right this second. See, I clicked it before and it was ETH. Well, whatever's going on in the market right now, it says that Equilibra is the hotness. That one's going to get you the most ROI. And it's like, well, if I can mine some in the next 20 minutes and then get up to that exchange. So it's unrealistic. Your top performers are always going to be Ethereum and Ravencoin for These type of cards, because of LHR, which is, you know, something to worry about later, half the hash rate on these new NVIDIA cards. So Ethereum, we'll just go off Ethereum, $3.40. So is this going to show? It's not going to show my calculator. Well, anyways, we'll say, you know, retail on one of those cards is around $500. So $500 divided by $3.40. Your return on investment is 147 days, which is like 4.5 months. It's around 5 months at $500, which I think the 3060s came out around 400, and I think the TIs were 500. But regardless of that, so that's what it was when these cards came out. Now the cards are around $800. So we're going to divide $800 by actually $3.09, but we'll do $3.40 again. Equals 235 days, right? 235 days. So that's 7.8 months of mining on that one card before you're going to earn your money back to pay for the card that you bought so you could mine. You understand? So it's kind of sad that my capture software won't capture my calculator, but you'll just have to trust me, all right? You're looking at like 8, 9, 10 months buying one video card for that video card to pay for itself with the profits from your mining. That's the situation that the market is in right now. But once that is all paid for, then you are effectively getting your Ethereum, you're getting your Raven coin, you are getting your whatever you want to be mining. You are getting those coins for the cost of your power, right? And that is attractive to a lot of people. Also, you know, this is a great way to make an extra income while you're sleeping or while you're at work doing something else. When I hear these stories of people saying, I got 50 grand and where can I get a good ASIC and where can I buy a mining rig? It's like, you don't want to do that. We're at the tail end of this bull cycle. If you have money like that sitting around, you need to have it on the exchange. You need to have it in Bitcoin. You need to have it in Ethereum, Solana. You need to have it in Chainlink. You need to have it in Polkadot. You need to have it in Matic. You need to have it. There's so many projects that are going to make you so much more money in the short term than any mining rig is ever going to do. Unless, of course, you're a multimillionaire, then, of course, yeah, go buy $500,000 worth of ASIC miners. I mean, I just look at it like I'm thinking about people who might be taking out, you know, a home equity line of credit, or people who might be cashing out their 401k, and I'm going to go be a miner, and that's going to be my thing. It's like, well, you really got to figure out what you're doing. It's like, no, you want to, if you're really dead set on doing stuff like that, you got to work in thirds, right? 30% cash, 30% into some mining stuff, and 30% with investment on the market. Now, right now, with the market as hot and booming as it is, and everyone's looking for Bitcoin to 100 to 120,000 to 200 to 220,000 and all this stuff, your money needs to be on the market if you're looking to be into crypto. That's where your money is going to come from. The upside is too great to pass it by. The greatest gains ever to be made by a crypto wallet holder was a guy bought Shiba Inu, bought $1,000 of Shiba Inu when it was 1/1,000,000th of a penny. And when Shiba Inu went all the way up to 1/10,000th of a penny, right? The guy was a billionaire. Billionaire. And you're not ever going to mine enough Shiba Inu to be up there with that. Okay. And it's a fairly easy thing to do when you get set up. Pretty much the miner takes care of itself, but you know, it's as much work as you want to make of it. If you want to be the most profitable, you're looking at, you know, downloading your software and testing out different algorithms, seeing what new projects are out there and speculating, right? You want to get in on the good deals on the market. You want to get out there before they get released to an exchange, and you want to get the the ICO, initial coin offerings. You want to get all these little sweet cherry deals before anyone else has access to them. And you can do some of that with mining too, right? So, it's a great thing to at least have a couple of video cards in your daily computer. Just mining away is great. It's a great idea. But going out and dropping 10, 20, 30, 50, 100K, thinking you're going to be, Mr. ASIC miner, or Mr., huge graphics card farm guy, and you don't know anything about electronics or programming or anything, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. And with that, I think that's really about all I've got. And I'll briefly go through the steps here about if you're interested in mining or you got a decent graphics card and you just want to try it out. Look, just go up here and do NiceHash. Okay? NiceHash, all of these algorithms here that it says you can mine here on what to mine. Quick Miner just picks the best one and most profitable one for you, does everything for you. And whatever you're mining, it converts it into Bitcoin. And when you make $70 worth of Bitcoin, 0.001 Bitcoin or whatever, then you can take it off of NiceHash and do what you want with it. For me, $70 is a bit much. I don't want to mine for that long to NiceHash. I don't have a huge setup, and I don't want to mine for a week to NiceHash. I want to be able to, if I get some crazy wild hair thing in my head where I want to go mine some garbage coin for a little bit, I want to be able to do that and not have to worry about what's going on NiceHash. So I do my own thing like that. But really, all it takes is if you got a graphics card, go up here and pick out your card or insert your hash rate, whatever, into what to mine and figure out what you want to mine. Ethereum. Just mine Ethereum. Right? If you can't mine Ethereum, mine Ravencoin or something like that. And you just Google T-Rex or LOL miner or G miner or whatever you're trying to mine. Google that miner and you'll come to a page, and there's nothing much really to it. You get into more with like overclocks and how to customize things so you're not burning up your graphics cards. It's all you hear about is, has anyone mined on my graphics card? Mining is very, very easy on a graphics card. Okay? If people who know what they're doing, they run their cards incredibly cold for a graphics card and incredibly underpowered. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. So anyways, what you want to do is you want to figure out if you've got something that is capable of mining. If you do, you go up here and you say, I got a 3060 limited hash rate edition. I hit the calculate button. The generic numbers that it pulls up says, Ethereum is going to give me $3.40 a day. And then you go, well, what do I need to mine Ethereum? And then you go to Google and you go, what miner for Ethereum? And it will have all of the ones that everybody uses. And you take that and you set it up. And the only thing you really need to do is find a pool. And we can go here and we can go ETH mining pool. I know it's like super complicated, guys. So after Coinbase, we have ethermine.org, Pool Watch, miningpools.com. Here's one that I use a lot, 2Miners. You can use 2Miners for just about everything. And then you say, I want a quick start. And then you set up your miner for wherever you are. There's their address right there. You plug that into the miner. Okay? And then the only other part you got to do is whatever you're mining, you need a wallet so that you can mine your crypto to your own address. The other thing I wouldn't like about NiceHash is NiceHash holds on to all the money until it hits that $70 mark or $60 mark. And then it'll say, well, where do you want it to go? And we might, we'll only charge you a little bit. Right? Because then they're going to charge you to take it off their stuff. Charge you to, everyone wants to get their cut. But when you mine yourself and you're not using NiceHash and you're using your own application and you're going to your own pool, then you just need a wallet. So if you're doing ETH, man, there's ETH wallets all over the place. Your phone probably came with one, right? Exodus. If you're in mining, Exodus has a lot of the stuff you're like Nano. You know, a lot of places will pay out in Nano because there's no fees. Everyone does Ethereum. Everyone does Bitcoin. Most everyone does Dogecoin. But these are common ones. But if you're speculative mining on these things that nobody has heard of, you're going to have to go to whatever it is. You know, I think I'm doing Metaverse, I think is what it is. I'm going to mine some Metaverse tonight for the heck of it because I'm into this blockchain gaming thing. Yeah, Metaverse ETP. So this is one of these ones that's been around a while, and you have to go try and find a wallet because none of the big players are going to have anything to do with it because these guys are like rank 6,000 coin or something, right? It's a speculative bet. So then you just figure out, I'm going to mine this, and then you got to Google what's Metaverse ETP, right? And then it'll take you to the page, and then you get their wallet, and you take their wallet address, and you plug that into the miner, and then you hit run. And I probably won't show it. No, it won't show it. And then you hit run, and then you get your little command dialog box that comes up and goes through and starts mining. There isn't much more to it other than that. And so that's how you go about getting involved and starting to do it. But again, it's a whole lot easier instead of spending 50 grand to go think you're going to get rich mining. It's not a get rich quick. It's a get comfortable slow, right? It's get comfortable slow. And that's what it is. It's, you know, large part, unless people go all into it, is going to be a supplement to your income. Unless you decide that you really, really enjoy it. And then, yeah, then you can take out your loan from the bank, and then you have this asset. You have this protection of, if you make a full-on business out of it, you can write off hardware and depreciation and start a corporation and all that. And yeah, you know, sure. For most people, it's just going to be some extra income. And, you know, you got like 20, 30, 40, 50 grand laying around. You know, just go up and buy the asset. Ethereum is likely to hit $10,000 in the next 2 months. Okay. Would you just put it on Ethereum and double your money? Not investment advice from the cartoon, by the way. Just put it on Ethereum. Solana's probably gonna at least do 30%, maybe double, right? Bitcoin, you can't go wrong with that. People are calling for that to be 100,000 by the end of the year, right? You're not going to make those gains in mining. You're going to make those gains over the course of years and years, all through a bear market. You're going to be at the next bull run. You know, you're just going to be starting to pay off your equipment if you're starting from square zero. And, you know, from a money-making, most of people are looking at this as a money-making perspective. The only thing I can say to that is that, you know, a lot of miners are doing this more for, well, a lot of it is money, we'll just say, but also for the fact of just being involved in cryptocurrencies. A lot of us just really love the space, really like being active in it, and really like knowing all that we can about it. And mining is just a natural par for the course, right? It's just a natural sort of a thing. And if you're really bullish on Bitcoin, or you're really bullish on Dogecoin even, or some of these other things that you can mine, then you'd be mining them because you want to support the network. And that's it. You know, you can own Bitcoin and mine Bitcoin, and that way you're supporting Bitcoin. You're getting a cut of the transaction fees, and you're mining the next blocks that are coming out, and you're kind of part of the ecosystem, right? So there's a lot of philosophical, ideological ideas, you know, behind mining, but as far as a lot of people do it for the money, and they're the reason that you have a ton and ton and ton of cheap equipment. As soon as the price of Bitcoin goes down, everybody sells all their stuff, right? Because they're just in it for the quick money. I don't see it. You'll never get ahead doing that. Figure out what your cost is, how long it's going to take you to return on investment, and, you know, start small. Start small. You don't want to figure out after spending 50 grand you made a huge mistake, or you spent 50 grand and the biggest thing is you figure out that, hey, I don't have any room, I don't have power in my house for all this stuff. This is a big one. You get into ASIC miners, those things take 3,000 watts. Okay, and if you have a couple of them, now you have to upgrade your power in your house. You've got a lot of considerations about heat, especially if you live in warmer climates. You have all these things that you're not going to know about unless you get started. Even running, a 3070 or 3080 Ti graphics card, an NVIDIA one of the newer models, they put off a lot of heat just by themselves, just playing a video game. And so these are things you wouldn't be aware of unless you were actually mining and unless you were actually part of doing these things. So, with that, of course, it's not mining advice either. I don't want anyone to get trouble with mining or investment advice or no advice. We don't give any advice here, just a figment of your imagination. So yeah, if you got some money set aside or you think you might want to do it, just buy a card. And then if you like it and you enjoy doing what you're doing and you know how to program all the different miners and you know which miner is actually the best miner for your particular card and what algorithm you want to mine and exactly what project you want to support and exactly how much money you're going to make and exactly how much the power cost is to be mining in your area, and you know all this stuff, then go for it. Then buy another card. Okay? And then figure out what you need to keep adding to your rig, because once you have really, when you're talking graphics cards mining, once you have a computer box, you can kind of just keep expanding until you hit about 6 cards. There's a variety of ways to do that, but you can just keep adding and adding and adding. ASIC miners, it's kind of like, your pre-built PCs. You buy that thing, it shows up, you plug it in, and it starts chooching, starts making you money. And that's how those go. Again, if you're going to interrupt, make sure you want to do it before you spend 10 grand. I also do want to talk about another type of mining called helium mining, which I personally can't do because I don't have anyone in my area with helium. Helium is a wireless sort of provider, blockchain wireless. And this is the idea to have a completely decentralized wireless network, which is a great idea, and I'd love to be a part of it. Unfortunately, there isn't anyone in my personal area. They have a map here, and these are where all the helium nodes are. And all these are wireless routers. That's it. That's all. There's nothing more complicated than that. And you can buy these. And if you can get to where you're connected to a few other nodes here, you can make, a few dollars a day. Some people are making $20 a day. And these little boxes, they don't hardly take any power. And, they cost like $400 or $500. They're in short supply. You got to really be on there for the deals because a lot of people are buying them. People are buying 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And if there's nobody in their town, let's say up here in Powersville, then one person would buy 10 of them and put them in all their friends' houses, right? And connect them all together so they'd have a network, and then they would start making helium. So yeah, for providing a service, you're getting paid for that. And people are making a lot of money doing helium mining. And that's another form of mining that's out there. And yeah, where I am, I'm kind of like, in a place like this where there is absolutely nothing going on for many, many miles. Otherwise, I would be doing helium mining as well. But we'll just have to stick to the graphics cards for right now. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll do more, probably on mining because, like I said, as far as what's going on in the markets and all new news, it really doesn't matter at this point. All of your investments should be placed into those things like a month ago. And this is the point where everyone gets to kick back and just marvel at such and such went up by 4x. Oh, this did a 10x. Did you see Dogecoin? Did you see Shiba Inu go up by 1,000% yesterday? That's what you do. You can't sit around and chase this stuff. Or second guess the decisions and the things that you have invested in, because the second you decide to take your money out of Chainlink and put it into something else, Chainlink is going to go up 5x. That's just kind of how the rules work in crypto. So yeah, that's what's going on in that. That's all the basics of mining and why you may or may not want to do it, and things to think about before you go dropping a whole bunch of money. Like I said, the site, whether you're a novice or you've been doing it forever, everybody uses What to Mine. And you go to What to Mine, and you just start typing in some hash power on these different algorithms or selecting your cards up here, and it tells you what's going to be profitable and what's worthwhile doing. This also lists out everything that really can be mined by a graphics card and everything that can be mined by an ASIC. Really on the ASICs right now, we got Dash, pretty much Dash and Bitcoin and Dogecoin. And I guess Litecoin. Not a ton on the old ASIC stuff, but a lot of stuff on the GPUs. You can go out there and find out if I'm running my rigs, what we're going to be up to, just to give you an example. Let's see, I got a 3060 Ti, and I got a couple of these. And we got a 1060. So 1060, a 3060 Ti, and two regular 3060s. And we calculate that out. And this is just running in two rigs, right? One of them is my computer I use all the time. So that puts me at $13.62 a day, $12.47 after I pay for power. All right. So that is what, you know, a little over $300 a month. And you kind of set it and forget it. But you look at the cost of the cards. I had the 1060, but the 3060s are around $800 a piece. That's $1,600. And I think the 3060 Ti was like $900. I way overpaid for that. But yeah, and I got another one on the way. So maybe in like $3,000 worth of cards, $4,000, something like that. And so that's what you're looking at. 1362. We'll say, I'll get my calculator up here. We'll just say 3,000. Says 220 days, which is going to turn out to be 7.5 months before I even start getting my money back that I have invested. Now, of course, my money doesn't come from my safe. My money came from the Bitcoin and the Solana and all the stuff, so I was taking profits. Okay? I wouldn't have bought all this stuff if I really had to pull it out of the safe. You know, pulling it out of cash right now, although I did with some. But that's a thing, you know, I mean, if you can do some stuff with credit, something like that, sure. But, you know, after that 7 months goes by, then I am only paying for power for whatever coin I'm mining, right? And worst come to worst, you just wait another couple of years for another big, huge bull market, right? And then retire in the Caymans. So I have talked enough. With that, we are going to be out of here.